Eagle Eye Football here, Crystal Palace 3, Wolverhampton Wanderers 2. I'm joined here with Statman Dan. Dan, what's your thoughts on the game today?
I think it's quite clear to see, without sounding too negative immediately, I think it's quite clear to see what the issues are with both teams. I thought the first half was really cagey. I don't think any team's really created any chances. I think it's quite obvious that our wingers, Jeff Schlupp, are really poor. Not Ayew, to be fair, but Jeff Schlupp is obviously like a big hole on the left. And for Wolves, I think they don't really have a striker. Fabio Silva didn't really seem up to it. So I thought it was a really close, cagey half. I haven't seen the penalty shout back, so I don't know about that. In the second half, I thought we were a bit better. I thought Roy subs bringing on Mateta to play with Eddie. And I've said this multiple times before. I made a thread on it on Twitter.
We said it on Tact Eagle as well.
Yeah, we said it on Tact Eagle. Eddie's better when he has another player with him. I think when Eddie's able to turn and actually run at players, then he's brilliant. And I think Mateta kind of releases that pressure of having to do everything back to goal with him. So, yeah, so I think the subs were good, and I think it definitely gives a headache for Roy next week.
Definitely. When Mateta came on, unfortunately, I have to say this, James, he did change the game, and I have to say that with chest. But when he came on, they didn't play both of them up front together. It looked like Eddie dropped in sort of a 10 position, and Mateta was that number 9 up front. How do you think that worked out for them? Do you think that it's something that we should implement in the coming games until Elise's back, maybe?
Yeah, I think so. And to be honest with you, I don't see why he can't continue until when Elise comes back. Because obviously on that left-hand side, I know Francis was bought as a left winger, but he never really played left wing at Flamengo, so we can't guarantee that. I think Eddie on the left is good. I think the dynamic there is good because where Eddie would play at 10, I think because Ebbs has that free role, Ebbs just kind of floats wherever he wants, and then whoever can just kind of play around that, if you know what I mean. Yeah. So if Ebbs does float to the middle, then Eddie can go to the left. Ayew's obviously a bit more rigid, like he'll just play there kind of thing. To be honest, I could see that kind of continuing with Elise. I don't see why he couldn't come inside, but then we know from Patrick Vieira that he's not necessarily that good in attacking midfield. So I think that's probably a dynamic that we'll see quite a lot, because even though Eddie would play on the left, we want him to come inside, right? We want him to kind of fill that gap and actually have shots.
Definitely. At the start of the game, we definitely knew that it was not going to be a 5-goal thriller, but it was. But lastly, Dan, who's your man of the match?
Man of the match, I think it's got to be my boy Eddie. I did a thread on him the other week, and I think when you score 2 goals, at the end of the day, that's something that we've all moaned about for ages. Do we have someone who puts away the goals? At the moment, he's 3 in 4 games, so that's he's doing what we're asking him to do. And I thought he had an excellent game. And to be fair, besides everyone else, I don't think anyone else would particularly stand out apart from maybe Eze and Mateta. So.
100%. Dan, as always, up the Palace.
Up the Palace. He goes.